Thank you, Justice Coleman, for those comments and for what I would describe as distinguished service for 7 of 8 Chief Justices. I wish there were a way at this point that we could make it 8 for 8. I'm just not sure that's possible, but we'll think about it. Good evening, everyone. I'm so pleased to be here tonight to celebrate 50 years of legal services, 50 years of advancing justice. We pay tribute tonight to the work of legal services because for a half century, it has made a meaningful difference in the lives of so many. And that, in turn, is a tribute to the attorneys, staff, friends, and supporters who fill this room tonight with broad smiles. There are many reasons to celebrate this milestone, and let's start at the macro level. Legal Services' mission, its goal, so beautifully depicted on the video that we just watched, is to see that all people, regardless of means, receive justice before the court system, to see that poor individuals and families get the same ready access to justice as the more affluent citizens of our nation. And that principle is so vital because the concept of equal justice for all lies at the cornerstone of our democracy. And while that's easy to say, it's much harder to implement, as you all know so well. Legal Services reminds us of the justice gap that exists in our society today. It does so with thoughtful reports about the state of poverty in New Jersey, about income inequality, about access to justice in our state, which all highlight the tremendous need that low-income individuals and families have today. One reason why the Supreme Court always invites Dee Miller to attend the induction ceremonies for new attorneys at the War Memorial in Trenton is because Dee reminds us of the sobering statistics that those reports bear out that relay how few low-income Americans get the legal help that they need in civil matters. And in doing so, Dee causes us to reflect on one of the key challenges that exists today: how to give voice to the voiceless in courtrooms all across the nation. And Legal Services' response to that challenge is as invigorating as it is encouraging. I say that from the perspective of the New Jersey Supreme Court, which looks at legal services not simply as a group of gifted lawyers who come and advocate on behalf of their clients, but as an organization that helps make the lofty goal of equal access a reality to so many. Beyond that, Legal Services not only appears regularly in the trial court, the appellate division, the Supreme Court, as both an advocate and a friend of the court, but it raises a host of important substantive issues that cut across a number of areas, whether it's landlord-tenant or family law or employment benefits or consumer protection, to name just a few. And the high quality of the presentations that Legal Services lawyers make day in, day out, exemplifies what this organization stands for. It's also impressive how Legal Services expands its reach and is able to help more people by doing so, by coordinating and working with volunteers, many of whom are here tonight, who give of their time and effort in individual legal matters that they take on, and by helping those who appear in court without counsel, with the do-it-yourself manuals and kits on the website that assist the many who request Legal Services assistance, which must be turned away because of lack of resources, and those who choose to represent themselves as well. In addition to all of that, Legal Services has a very strong voice in the administration of justice in our state. You know, it has so many representatives on different Supreme Court committees that it is easy to lose track of them, so I have to look at my notes. Civil practice, family practice, complementary dispute resolution, minority concerns, domestic violence, special civil part, women in the courts, and others. And it'll come as no surprise that Dee Miller has been an active, engaging participant on the Advisory Committee on Access and Fairness that the Supreme Court set up in 2011. In all of those assignments, when a representative of Legal Services speaks, he or she brings a level of expertise, of commitment, of common sense that is invaluable and helps identify problems and offer creative solutions to improve the justice system in our state. And for all of that, we are grateful. And I am also optimistic about the bright future that legal services has in our state, despite the cutbacks of recent years. Legal services will be around because its spirit, its perseverance over 50 years, is as good an indication of any of what the future holds. Because of the extraordinary effort of people in this room and other gifted leaders who will continue to fight to ensure that legal services work continues. Because of the need that legal services efforts meets that will only increase and not go away. And perhaps most of all, legal services will be around because of the dedication of those who work for it. The attorneys, the staff, not drawing high salaries, not handling the sexiest of cases that attract headlines necessarily, but day in and day out, working to right wrongs, to help poor families, poor individuals who are struggling to achieve what the law entitles them to. I trust that that round of applause that you all deserved tells us that you get the tremendously rewarding feeling, that lawyers and staff get the tremendously rewarding feeling from the work that you do. It's also a great inspiration to all of us who know and appreciate what you do, and that includes justices and judges at all levels of the court system whose support for the mission of legal services is something you can continue to count on. We won't always rule the way that you would like, but we value your service so immensely. As we celebrate 50 years, I want to thank you for all that you do that helps lead as we strive for equal justice in our state, and that reflects the highest of traditions in the practice of law. Congratulations on this special milestone. Thank you all.